This is the point in the run where all the glitches get pulled out, and we break the game entirely. So since we have the Atmosphere, we're all set to start breaking the game. So we go in here, skip this event, and then jump out. Now this is a glitch, I like to call it the boss glitch. But the game will still think that I'm in a boss battle. And if I go into any room that the game has a boss battle or random encounter in, or I should say scripted encounter, it'll throw me back into there. So there's a cutscene trigger right here. So we're not supposed to be back here. And so we're gonna go into Eternia, and there's going to be no people loaded, and specifically one door is not gonna be closed. And this door is going to be one that, how should I say it? It's a door that only Adel should be able to go through. And it allows us to wrong warp into the future. Oh. Excuse me. I almost forgot to do something. You're actually supposed to come up these stairs right here. Because we need to go Gravica. Now the game still thinks we're in a boss fight. So we'll get thrown into this fight with this dino. This is actually time-based, so you don't really have to do anything. You can kind of just sit here and not get hit. And like hit these things, try and test your luck. It's all time-based, you just do whatever you want. I believe it's like 42 seconds from entering the room, or entering the loading zone to when you get it. So now we have Gravica. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch my controls. It makes this section a lot easier for me. So we have them double bound to attack and switch double down to the same button, since each one lets you hover, except not this place, since this is still considered part of the city. So the game still thinks we're in a boss fight, but once we get to the future we have to get rid of that boss fight status, because if we go straight to where we need to go, we'll hit a Master Kong fight on the way there. It'll mess up our game in a way that we don't want it to. That way being, we'll get the Party Donna glitch before we actually want to get it, and our path to the final boss won't be there. Since this place isn't loaded yet, these doors are open. Since there's nothing to tell them to be shut. So now we're in the future, where Adel should be. And we can just talk to this door. They'll say, oh, it's not open yet, and then set us back on the other side. So we go in here to reset our boss fight status, to make the game think we're done with the boss fight. So we don't hit that Master Kong fight and get the Donna party glitch. Then we leave. And then we'll make our way to the Valley of Kings. Yeah, cutscene right here. Because the game is desperately trying to get us back on track. And since we did that at one fight, it sets us back on the trigger for the rest of the game. Or on that section. So in here, we're gonna jump, it's right above this last thing, and then stroll into the thing. Into the loading zone. So just hop here. And go into the loading zone. This door can actually be opened anytime you have Donna. But since we never actually get Donna in the future, I should say Donna into Adel's party, until way later in the game. So we have to open that for the end game. Come on. Apparently I'm bad at this. But all this is just mashing. I have him set to... losing my rhythm, oh no. You just have to get slightly over that top thing. And then you can just try and get into that loading zone right behind the door. But you just wanna have two buttons, or I should say at least one button to mash with your non-dominant hand, and then either two buttons that are easily mashable with your other hand, or one dual assigned button that you can mash with your right hand. And we're just making our way all the way down to Valley of Kings. So we go onto this, we hop over this invisible wall because it's slightly lower than the one to the right. And we can just hop over this and skip another part. And here we do the same thing to get mashed out of the mud. You can mash your double assigned button and jump, whatever you want to do. But all you gotta do is switch, jump, and attack. And you can get out of that mud fairly quickly. And we jump to the one platform because it's the closest. This one has two cutscenes. And just throws you after loading. Or not throws you, but launches you straight into the action right when you're done. Now the reason we do this is because we have to get back onto the story at some point. And we can just jump through the archway of that door. We actually can't get out of this room through the roof, so we actually have to do this puzzle. And I almost forgot something. Ideally, you'd come into this room and immediately jump like this. And we get that dragon stone for later. These statues need to be they need to be oriented, facing front, and then left, and then right. Or, I should say, front, then towards each other, then away from each other. And you can just, you have to alternate pressing X to interact. And then pressing R1 to fast forward and just alternating between those two. And I went one too far. Now we got 2 items from the chests, I should say 3. We got a Dragon Stone, which allows us, we're going to sell it later for all the materials we need. And then a Ripe Mango, which is a revive item, which are incredibly helpful for the final boss. And then a Great Tree Branch, which allows us, which is another thing we're going to sell for the interception later. And we just have to jump over that wall, and we can jump straight into the loading zone. So here, there's a boss trigger that's, like, coming out radially. It's like, how should I describe it? It's about as tall as, actually I should say, it's about as wide as Donna is if you lay her flat on the ground. And about as tall as the solid portion of this thing, or the solid bottom portion of it, so like about this high, and you can just jump over it. It's a lot faster than going through the middle. So then we're just gonna go all the way back here. We're gonna hit this loading zone, which throws us all the way farther into the story, or it throws us into the story where we should be getting, where we should be doing the interception level 60. So we pray to get out of there, and then we have to warp. I believe you can warp anywhere, but the fastest way is just to warp back to the village. And this will throw us into the part of the story where we have to do the interception. So first off, we're going to go all the way to Valley of Kings, because we need to learn a move for Hummel. I'm going to go ahead and switch my layout again. Now, learning skills is tied to the location of where you are, and if you don't have the skills all the way up to the skill that you should be learning here, you'll learn all the skills before that, in order. So here, we're just gonna spam burst shot, or whatever. You'll tend to learn it when an enemy is being killed. I believe it's 4 things. So we got firecrackers, so we're gonna immediately warp back to the village. We're going to equip Red Glove and set the skill. I prefer to do it on that one because it's kind of arbitrary. We're going to have to sell this Great Tree Branch, this Dragonstone. We're going to sell all these energy stones, 2 Tektite, 2 iron, and then we just sell these ancient wood, 2 of these, and then 2 of these. That should give us plenty enough for upgrading this all the way to level 6. And technically, level 6 isn't explicitly needed, but level 5 is getting dangerously close for this interception, for the defensives, and this is the most optimal way to even get it to level 5, and getting it to level 6 is just easy as anything. So that now that we did that, we're gonna go ahead and show the map to Aaron, because he'll give us a spirit elixir. 20 strength at this point is kind of minimal, and doesn't help as much as the athlete ring. We're gonna go ahead and use the spirit elixir and begin interception. A lot of those things you could do at any point, or I should say in any order. So you can just do them however you want, as long as you sell before